So these are called our Portobello beef burgers. We've already got the beef burgers in the oven. We're going to show you how to make those in a moment. But we can use the Portobellos to look like a bun.
Amazing.
It's dead simple. Get the whatever size you want in the supermarket. Try and make the burger roughly the same size of whichever size Portobellos you get. And you just keep chopping them down until you get them nice and flat, like so. Remember, mushrooms are one of the healthiest things you can eat. Less than half a gram per 100 grams of carbohydrates. So, if you look down the list of everything that's not meat or fish, they're right at the top.
That's incredible,
They're right at the top, and they're super healthy. Fungi have been consumed by humans since day dot. So really, really healthy, full of so much good nutrition and literally no carbohydrates. And they will fill you up like crazy. So just one of these with the burger, as far as I'm concerned, is a complete meal. So now that looks like a bun.
Yep.
Into the frying pan, bit of butter, bit of oil, bit of coconut oil, anything you want, but of course not vegetable oil.
So we're literally just like browning off the bottom, so to speak.
Just brown both sides off, and then as we cook the burger, we'll put the burger in the middle. Job done. Oh, some sesame seeds on the top.
That's very authentic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to look great.
It looks fabulous. It tastes amazing, and it's so filling because those mushrooms are huge. Next, take your sesame seeds. You can put them straight on the bun in the oven and let them cook that way, but we'll just put them here for a bit of theatre so you can see what happens. I'll just toast them a little bit, and that'll be toasted sesame portobello mushrooms, and you wait to see what the burger's going to look like when we cook that next. Now, why would you want to make your own beef burgers? Well, recently I was coaching somebody that couldn't work out why they weren't losing the weight. He said, Steve, I'm eating chicken, I'm eating beef burgers, and I'm not having bread, I'm not having rice. The weight's not coming off. What's going wrong? I went, okay, let's go to the supermarket and look at the choices you're making. So we looked at the beef burgers. Now, the frightening thing is the beef sometimes is full of all sorts of nasties. Now, I've just quickly gone online to one of the big supermarkets that I tend to shop at myself. And this one beef, it's got 82% beef, but it's also got spirits. It's got rice flour. It has got tapioca starch, sunflower oil, very dangerous for your health. I think it'll be banned one day. Dextrose. It's got yeast. It's got some words I can't even pronounce. It's got maize starch. It's got preservatives. It's got all sorts of things, and that's in a beef burger. Now, the law, I can't remember exactly where it is at the moment, but to be called a beef burger, it has to have some beef, but what bit of beef they're going to use? Probably not the best beef, but it doesn't, the percentage of beef is very, very low indeed. So for me, you don't buy supermarket beef burgers because you just don't know all those things they're putting in there. And many of those, I think, are detrimental to health. So I know a friend that is very good at making her own beef burgers. Emma!
Right, yeah.
So what we're going to do, how are we going to make our own beef burgers?
So simple ingredients.
Yep.
We have got some shallots. So I'm just using a couple. You could use one. You can use red onion, white onion, whatever you like. Mm-hmm. I'm going to just fry this off really quickly.
Yep.
I'm just dice that up. I'm just going to pop that.
So you've got shallots, you've got an egg, you've got paprika, you've got some garlic.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of beef stock. I'm not going to add any extra salt.
That's this little thing here.
Yeah, that's actually a low salt beef stock cube.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to add that's probably about a third of a cube. Mm-hmm. That's the only bit of salt we're going to add, but it also adds a lovely texture and taste to the burger.
Yeah.
We've also got some ground almonds. Because sometimes beef has quite a high water content to it.
Yes.
So actually the ground almonds help to soak up some of that.
Okay.
But it also helps keep kind of moisture in the burger as well. It's a wonderful ingredient. So I really recommend.
I've never thought of doing that.
Well, I mean, as you were just reading or saying just then what the ingredients in those burgers that you found were, starch and flours play quite a major role, don't they?
Yeah.
So we're just replacing all those.
They're doing it for a reason, not just to make it cheaper. They're doing it to sort of glue it all together.
To keep it all together,
they're using the things that when you're trying to be healthy, you're trying to avoid the starch and the wheat and so on.
And they're bulking it out massively, aren't they?
Yeah.
So here we go. I've added a little bit of garlic, sizzling nicely. You're just softening those ingredients. Smells amazing. We're going to now pop this. We'll pop the beef mince in our bowl.
Yep. And this recipe, we've got enough for probably 2 burgers, looking at this?
I would say 2 burgers, yeah.
2 big ones or 3 smaller ones, maybe.
You're going to add in your onion and garlic mix. Okay.
Oh, smells great.
So what you can do is you can leave the pan on the heat. Just don't let it burn. Right. I'm going to add our beef stock.
And that just gives us a bit of flavouring, or
yes, a bit of saltiness. Just keep an eye on what beef stock you're using, because some of them do contain a lot of additives. Some smoked paprika. Then we've got I'm going to do a couple of teaspoons of ground almonds, and then you can give that a little mix.
Oh, it's adding that bit of colour as well.
Exactly. You want them to be rich in flavour and also rich in texture. And you can see it's already starting to stick together. So really, is the egg hugely essential? Not necessarily. Egg is there to bind. So what we'll do is we might not have to use all the egg. So I'm just going to use that teaspoon. Give it a mix. Right.
But again, with all our recipes, if you haven't got an egg in the fridge, drop that bit out. If you haven't got the almond flour, but if you've got coconut flour, would that bind as well?
Yes. Coconut flour is obviously a lot more dense, so it soaks up a lot of liquid. So you want to just be a bit mindful about how much you're doing. So I've only used half an egg, and those are medium eggs. Now, if your burger was now really, really wet, all you have to do is add a little bit more ground almonds. Okay. So.
And would you describe that now as a little bit over wet, or does that look about right? Because to me, that looks fabulous.
I would probably, that should be absolutely fine. It will cook really, really nicely.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is we're going to do it melt in the middle.
Ooh.
So we have got some cheese.
Okay.
I'm going to break that burger.
So rather than put the cheese on the top, traditional way, you're going to put a bit of cheese in the middle.
Pop it in the middle.
Wow.
And then work that patty, that burger patty, around.
Oh.
Okay.
So not only is this much more healthy than the supermarket, probably about the same price. Check the latest prices above, quite a few ingredients in this one, so we haven't quite worked it out, but check on the link above and find out what the latest price is. But it's probably going to be cheaper than the big supermarket one. It's got loads of healthy ingredients there, and then that cheese is just going to be amazing. It's going to surprise your friends when they get to that cheese in the middle.
Yeah, so what we're doing now is we're just going to seal it off in the pan. So you're going to brown that meat, and then you're literally going to pop them into the oven just to finish them off.
Okay.
And that's it. Okay, so let's brown these up. She's going to cook them on each side, probably a minute on each side on a highish heat, and then flip them over, do the other side, pop them in the oven. We'll probably pop them in the oven for around 10 minutes, and then we'll see what happens when we cut them in the middle.
So the burgers are looking fantastic. The mushrooms now softened up nicely. You can either do them in the frying pan, the mushrooms, or in the oven. You could even cook them both at the same time, as long as you're careful about making sure that that they're cooked for long enough. And said that meat, really, at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about it being undercooked like you would a chicken. And then maybe just a little bit of greens around the side to give it that bit of appeal. That looks fabulous, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Amazing. You wouldn't think that wasn't bread.